Welcome to Group B of the Spin to Win Cup, guys. So, the RNG continues. I'm going to talk about the tournament format in a second, because as you can already see from the team composition, there's quite a lot going on here. First of all, it's a best of 3 series. We're starting on Battlefield of Eternity. We got the Murlocs on the left side with Kara on Thrall, Isness on Asmodan, and then it's all about Cho'Gall. Sparkman on Cho and Dwagman on Gal with Wookie on Lily. So even a little panda made it into the game. The sauna tent on the right side. I have no idea how they're coming up with these nicknames. Like, no clue. Like, what story is behind the name sauna tent? Somebody please enlighten me in the comments. Xedo on Chen. We got Quote on Deckard. Grezzo on Carrigan, Ants on Cassia in Invertebrate is playing Melganis in game number 1. And it is pretty wild over here. So, as all of this plays out, again a quick reminder, the way that the team compositions are coming together, you can even have the same hero on each side, is that you are spinning a wheel to determine which hero gets played within a specific role or position. And that's how we're getting some wild combos for these games. This is a tournament hosted by heroeslounge.gg. Again, it's an amateur scene in Europe that you guys can check out if you want to play with like-minded people. Basically, if you're a little bit tired of the matchmaking that Blizzard has in the game, you want to play with people that have a bit more of a competitive drive. No matter what level you're playing on, you can do that. You don't need an entire 5-man stack. You can sign up as an individual player. And as usual, heroeslounge.gg is the website, and you can get all of the information there. Obviously, if you want to have more info, you can also go over to the Discord. The Discord link is in the description of the video here as well, if you want to have additional info. But we got some wild combos because of that RNG element, so I kind of dubbed the tournament the Spin to Win Cup, because it's all about spinning the wheel, getting the RNG, and then of course having some players that also can play these heroes. We have now Asmodan trying to stack down here with the help of Cho'Gall, and it is Spagman. That's actually a pretty decent Cho'Gall name. So it's not too bad. So, well... Ooh, that was close. Melganis nearly dying. That would have been the second kill for them. But can the Murlocs make it happen here? A little bit of damage is already coming in as they're trying to control the choke point at the gate. Now, Asmodan is sitting at 62. I've been talking and talking and talking about how you should play with Asmodan if you're trying to stack properly and get him stacks that you can maintain this. And they're actually doing it. They might not be perfect, but they're really trying to synergize their efforts and abilities around Asmodan getting stacks with an Orbital Annihilation. So he's sitting at 70 stacks after 2 minutes, and that can really help you as the game continues and you're trying to focus a little bit more on the objective while also maintaining some minion clear on the sides. So this is going to be a wild opening into the best of 3 series. The tournament is split into several groups, and then the top teams out of each group make it into a bracket. So we're covering all of those. We dabbled in a couple of the games that were played out in Group A. This is a Group B game, and each group also has a group final that then determines which team proceeds. So I will catch those later. Those are best of 5 matches. But I'm going to try and cover as many of these games as I possibly can over the course of the next couple of days and weeks, before we're going into a few other tournaments that I'm hosting myself then. Cam's claimed just around the next objective here, and Asmodan now transitioning towards the top, and is now in a spot where he's not able to get the entire wave just that easily, but he's doing okay here. 88 stacks already, has decent wave clear. The halftime show very quickly lost to the Finnish team on the right side though, as they are using Carrigan to leverage this triple melee from them. And there's of course a lot that they can do with such dive-heavy combo around Chen and also Carrigan. So we'll see if they're able to carry some of these team fights. But Asmodan is chipping in. We have Cho'Gall already doing work here. Asmodan at the top lane just trying to go for some big damage around structures. And they even get a kill against Carrigan here. Coming in with Thrall, who drops a wolf on her and locks her down. And now Melganis is dead too. So a double kill for the Murlocs, as they are absolutely crushing this, and they're nearly winning the nearly winning the objective. Not quite. Full shield right now for Team Sauna 10. So one team fully going in for the objective and winning it by a massive margin. The other team apparently not really caring about this whatsoever in terms of going for kills. Now they gotta defend here, but since the red team is not ready yet, they will at least be able to burn most of that shield down before the sauna tent is ready. How much can they do with this though? Because the shield is already gone, and so far that Immortal hasn't accomplished a whole lot. Losing multiple heroes in the process of claiming it didn't help them. And now it's already down to 50% of its HP here. 3 kills to 1. Both teams on level 7. Thrall is alone down at the bottom of the map against Chen. And up here, yeah, they're pushing them back. Carrigan is mega low. Invertebrate is also in some trouble, but they're all getting out of it. And yeah, the fort is taking 50% of its HP. But still, we could now push against this. Quest completed! And Carrigan killed. Thrall with quite a bit of success here. And yeah, Cho'Gall is... What is this run? The Spagman spazzing out a little bit at the top. Now, Azmodan is at 128 stacks now. So he is getting that wave clear that he needs in order to take all of these minion waves down by himself. And that is going to make his life a lot easier. It's not quite there yet. Level 10 would also help, always assuming that he's going into his circle. But right now, he's still just trying to get some additional stacks at the bottom, pushing these lanes out. He couldn't really stop the red team from claiming their own shaman camp, but they're getting the camp at the bot lane. Another wall that has been broken through. And they also have a 1-level lead with a 4-to-1 kill ratio that they're holding. So that will allow them to go into an earlier level 10. And then the question is, what exactly are they going to do here? I'm actually not quite sure what exactly we're going to get from Azmodan, because there's a chance that he goes into Demonic Invasion. He was standing at the top throughout the entire first objective. So if the whole idea for Azmodan is to just push structures down, then Demonic Invasion would be the play to make, potentially. 150 stacks for him now. Top wall destroyed. Immortal announced. And with half a level only missing until level 10, they are going to have a very, very comfortable window to use their heroic abilities to get themselves the second Immortal of game number 1 in the series. Carrigan, she's already been struggling earlier. Rezo has been killed twice, is able to make it out, and Thrall, yeah, well, he's not so lucky, and Azmodan is going to die too, very likely. A little bit more on the chunky side, actually. Some assistance here, and look at Cho'Gall! Cho'Gall wants the old man, and Deckard Cain gets murdered. And there it is, Demonic Invasion for Azmodan, Sundering for Thrall, as Cho'Gall is just going on an absolute rampage here. I honestly don't see a world in which they can stop Cho'Gall later. This is going to be a massive, massive problem for them. I mean, it has been already. Here's level 10. The red team was still able to take some of the hit points of the Immortal. But with Azmodan, Cho'Gall, Thrall, now they got Lily for the heals too. This is gonna get, yeah, quite nasty. And Azmodan is just going for structures, as already called out earlier. Went up towards the top, dropped the Demonic Invasion. The fort is likely gonna fall. Down here at the bottom, they want to get a few kills. They're trying to go in for Chen, take him down. They counter kill at least against Thrall, but Lily with the heals. And Cho'Gall, he just doesn't care. He goes for Deckard again, and the old man goes down once more, but I think Cho'Gall went a little bit too deep. Quite optimistic going up against 4 heroes, or 5 in that case, and then also the fort, so he falls. The problem is, Azmodan doesn't give a shit about any of this. He just went for the top and said, you know what? I'm going to take your structures out. The fort has been destroyed, and now he's also nibbling on the keep wall and is getting damage in. Problematic could of course be that Team Sauna Tent is the only team that realizes that Heroes of the Storm has objectives. The Murlocs haven't quite caught up with that fact yet. At least not the way that they're playing game number 1. They are just going for a red Dota style here, and that means that they are losing most of the objective power. Now, finally, Kara and Wookiee have caught up to this and have started to go for the objective as well. As Cho'Gall, who is now coming in to help them out. But can they win it? And the answer is no. So that's the second objective that goes to Team Sauna then. They could have gotten this, actually. They could have actually gotten the objective if they didn't go all that hard at the bot lane and decided to, instead of going for kills, go for the Immortal instead. But, well, as it stands right now, we have Team Sauna 10 with another opportunity to do some damage here. Shield is a lot lower than with the first Immortal. This one's scaled already a bit, so they might be able to break... Well, they will be able to break through the wall. Can they break through the fort? Probably not, especially with Cho'Gall now defending and getting quite a bit of assistance. Thrall is clearly looking for a Sundering angle. Yep, and gets it on Karrigan, who gets murdered again. So Karrigan is gone. And they turn it on Murky, who gets insta-interrupted on the ult. Lily ults up, gets instantly interrupted, and Deckard Cain gets chased again by Cho'Gall, who's actually able to make it out of the fight after they really aimed for him. But look at that fort. That fort will likely fall. Azmodan is doing what he's been doing the entire game. He's using his PhD in PvE to push through that top lane. And while the red team is currently trying to take that fort out, he's going for the keep at the top. Karrigan is the only one attempting to deal with him. Yep, there's the demonic invasion. Azmodan dies, but the keep takes damage. Down here, Cho'Gall, and he gets away. Or does he? Chen wants him and doesn't get him. I was just waiting for Chen to try and jump in and then die to the fort, but that didn't happen. But it's a wild game. I mean, it's just blow for blow. They're like two boxers standing in the ring. Nobody is going for defense, and everybody is just going attack, 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 attack the entire time. So now we have 8 kills to 8. Fairly even in experience, too. On level 13 talents, we got the Potion of Revival for even more heals. Chain of Command, Thrall. Let me go for a Brawl. And let's see how Azmodan is going to play this. I mean, Azmodan seems to be absolutely willing to die every single time that he pushes the lane out. But just says, as long as I get some value out of it, it's fine. Can argue how much value he really got out of that last push. He took the wall out and some damage on the keep. But we need to do a lot more if we really want to win this. And now another Immortal gets announced. And since these bad boys scale, you might have some trouble on your hands. There's Karrigan and also Chen to take into consideration. So Azmodan will have to fall back and join up with the team at some point. So yeah, let's see how this is going to go. Currently we have 8 kills to 8. They're going for the camp over on the left side, trying to get some shamans on the game as well. Cho'Gall already zoning the opponent. They're going for defense now around their own Immortal. Azmodan is going down to the bottom of the map, so they're continuing the same Red Dota go for structures playstyle that they showcased at the top lane, trying to take the bottom fort out. Cho'Gall, full survival mode right now, gets locked down by Karrigan in a combo, and finally they get a kill here. Finally they're able to get a kill on this. But Azmodan has eliminated the bottom fort, has been actually sitting there thinking for a second, what do I do now? And was probably trying to go for another pressure play at the bottom keep, decided against it. The halftime show is already over. And yeah, now we got 10 kills to 8. Catching up in experience. And the red team might actually be able to turn this one. They looked a little bit lost in the mid-game and the early game because, honestly, Cho'Gall made it insanely difficult for them. It just felt like they couldn't do anything about it. But Lily isn't the best healer here, and whenever she gets interrupted on her ult, it's a problem to sustain Cho'Gall through this. So Cho'Gall, while insanely effective now for them, is also having a bit of a problem if Lily can't keep him alive. So it's a bit of a nasty situation for them. They're leading in damage on Cho actually, not Gall, with 48,000. We have Cassia on 45k. So now an isolation attempt on Thrall as they're hoping to get a kill as they push with the objective. But they're abandoning the bot lane again. Azmodan is moving in. Yes, Chen is on his way to deal with this, but that's already a lot of damage done. And as Isnes is coming in, if he drops his ult, he doesn't have the cooldown ready. He's trying to go for Chen, who is easily tanking this one out. Takes also the minion wave out, or most of it. I actually expected him to stay there. I don't quite understand why Azmodan is trying to escape. You're gonna die anyways, dude. Just move in and drop your ult. Not on the tower. I would have at least dropped it on the keep, but yeah. Azmodan is gone. Top side, though, the blue team is winning. and winning big time, by the way. Cassia and Mal'Ganis are both already gone, and now Cho'Gall is coming in for an additional kill. Once Deckard Cain gets him, and they nearly get a kill on Karrigan too, which would have essentially wiped more than half the red team off the map. The top side keep is taking a bit of damage. Kara and Thrall, the only defender against the Immortal there towards the end. It's now 11 kills to 11. They're attempting to steal the camp away too. It's just wild. You know exactly what's going to happen once that level 20 hits for the Murlocs. They are going for the death timer reduction, and they're just going to trade Cho'Gall's life for structures. Nice salvaging on the camp, by the way. That would have been mega annoying if they could have stolen that away too. So they come in, they use the keg, big plays from Chen, saving it for the team. And now, of course, still the opportunity to use that to push the top lane out a little bit more, which will slow probably Asmodan down. I don't think that Cho'Gall is going to make any big plays for keeps yet, but Asmodan, whenever he sees a chance, will try to drop his demonic invasion onto a camp again. And actually, Cho'Gall is sitting around here at the top lane much longer than I expected. Yeah, minion wave is already out. More stacks for Asmodan, who has definitely slowed down in his stacking. He's not even at 300 yet on his baseline. And I don't know what's happening here. Why are you going with 4-man for a camp? Who gives a flying F? Like, boys, you're losing a keep. Oh, it's a free one. Yes, Thrall has fallen, but they might even lose Chen here. The keep is already gone, and that's just bad news. Spagman and Isness going for the big push at the top. At the bottom, a fort has fallen, so Team Sauna Tent is at least trying to get as much out of this as they possibly can. But it's just a mad brawl. I mean, they're just brawling this out, this game, from start to finish. Down here, the wall is about to be taken. Asmodan takes the opportunity to get himself a few more stacks. Teams are closing in on level 19, so level 20 talents are slowly going to be in reach. And it's another potential objective for Team Sauna Tent. On the Immortal, they've done so much better than their opponents throughout all of this. But right now, attack is coming. We have the halftime show victory currently for the red team. But it is by a much smaller margin than it was in some of the previous fights. And there's Catapults now pushing at the top of the map. So they're 16 minutes in, they're not hitting too hard. Core is not under real, or not in real danger yet, not under any pressure. It's all about if they can, whether or not they can keep Cho'Gall alive. Attack against Lili there for a moment, starts with a heal. Cho'Gall trying to get out as well, is able to escape here. The keg isolating him once again, and Spagman turns it. Yep, they're trying. Oh, ult from Deckard, Sundering to save the day. They could get a kill on Chen. They are not close enough, and Cho'Gall again gets attacked. Thrall goes down first. Spagman is on the run, gets attacked again by Mal'Ganis, who's trying to slow him down, and somehow Cho'Gall is still alive. It's ridiculous at this point, honestly. They're going for Karrigan, the combo hits, but Karrigan is all alone and dies to Asmodan. What is this game? Chaos reigns. They're trying to burst down the Immortal a little bit faster. It's a race between the two teams. Level 20 talents are in, and Cho'Gall did go for Twilight Frenzy over here. They did not go for the reduction. Cho'Gall not going to trade his life. Instead, they go Twilight Frenzy and they go for K'tuun's Gift. So they are pushing now. 20 on both sides. We got Storm Talents. So 4 versus 4. They have the Immortal at the bottom of the map. Cho'Gall, they're trying to kill him before the fight even starts. And yep, the isolation is great. Even in range of the keep shots. The heals from Lili, and he's still alive. Cho'Gall is still kept alive by Lili. Lili makes the play. The Immortal is moving in. That keep is gonna fall. Chen dies instead. They threw everything against Cho'Gall. Lili kept them alive. Now Chen and Mal'Ganis are both dead. And what a banger of an opening game in this best of 3. 14 kills to 13, and of course with that situation they're gonna make their way towards the core and try to end it all. With Cassia falling, that leaves us with only 2 defenders. Asmodan dies, they might lose more, but the shield is already gone and the Immortal is whacking away, taking the core down. They drop Karrigan, Deckard Cain, the only one that's still alive, and the old man doesn't make it either. 5-man team wipe. as the blue team, the Murlocs, lock in the victory in the first game of the best of 3 series here. Nicely done. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
The Murlocs have taken the lead. Team Sonatent is not giving up though. We're in Towers of Doom now, our second map, and they're going to try and bring this back. And guys, if you thought that the Cho'Gath combo was wild, then this one is even more crazy. The blue team right now with Kara on Arthas, we got Sparkman on Zeratul, Isn is on Imperius, the Workman on Deckard, and Wookie is playing Nova. Yeah, the RNG gave us some interesting compositions now here at the Spin to Win Cup. Every roll gets rolled by a wheel. Spin to win for RNG and good rolls. But on the red team side, things are getting wild too. We have Khaldor on Murky, Grezor on Arthas with Quad on Uther, Ants on Ophia, and Invertebrate with Tychus. So, besides the Murky choice, definitely the more normal lineup that we're seeing for Team Sonatent now. Question, of course, that remains is how much can specifically Nova do in the second game of the best of 3 series here in Group B. We're also looking at Eternal Hunger for Arthas. We've seen him actually played in this tournament in Group A already, with maybe a little bit too much of an aggressive build considering the map. But now we have Arthas on each side. That's actually the cool thing about having this tournament running right now, that technically it's possible to have the same hero on each team. I said it in some of the previous series, it's not really a rule that I would love to see in more competitive games around big prize money pools, anything like that, but having that thrown in every now and then because of the nature of how the team compositions come together here and the specification of the draft is actually kind of fun. It also reminds me a little bit of the good old days when we had the alpha and the beta of the game, because back then the hero pools were of course a lot more limited than they are today, and you had a lot of games where the same heroes were consistently played even in tournaments, just simply because that's the only way you could really do it back then. But right now, we have already a difference in approaches to how this is played. Whereas on the blue team side, Arthas is going into a trade build that is going to guarantee him a little bit more damage and also mana management here. We're having more traditional cross-presence pick on level 1 for Team Sonatent. And one Arthas is not like the other. One already down. Blue team is losing their hero. And they're not only losing one, that big invade over on the Pumpkin Camp costs Team Murlocs 2 heroes. So Team Sonatent with that aggression, perfect decision. They come in, they get the kills, 3 kills to 0 now. Lots of pumpkins that immediately come in to drop the wall. And that is good action at the bot lane that is really going to help them. Bot lane, obviously the most important one when you're talking about Towers of Doom. You have most of the mercenary camps traveling through that lane. The mercenaries can do direct damage to the core, so this one is really, really important. After Murky went on level 1 into a fishy deal, Nova has now started to catch up with their own build a bit and went into a covert mission. But yeah, the slows from our 2 Arthas players are already in. We have, by the way, in the rhythm for Invertebrate. So, gets 11 stacks out of the first one. This is really one of those things where with the first few rotations of your minigun you want to get a lot of stacks together. Makes it much easier for you later on. The best that you can really hope for when you're trying to play that particular style is that you have a lot of stuns and slows on your team, so that you can get a lot of the duration through and then later on in the game have a massive amount of minigun duration. Back in the day when this was more popular, what you would always do is you would go for drill together with it. I would very much be surprised if this happens here. We've seen drill once or twice in some of the Korean tournaments that I cast last year. Not really a whole lot though, and with very, very limited success. But in the European scene, no matter what you go for in level 4, Odin is just way too good to pass up on. So I would be surprised. But Imperius goes down again. So they're coming in here. Tychus is now sitting at 22 stacks, so not too bad either, and is getting even more auto attacks through, which should eventually lead to Kara getting obliterated as well. It would be quite the shocker if Arthas made it here. Grenade is already out, and there it is. Stun, and of course also the hits from the rest of the team, and that is the end of Arthas. 5 kills to 0, level 7 on the board. At least the early game is looking fantastic for Team Sonatent. And I'm not too unhappy about it. I wouldn't mind a third game. after that insane back and forth that we had in game number 1, would not be too unhappy to see a little bit more action out of these two here. Now, when it comes to the build on Zeratul, we have him now with 12 stacks on Shadowhunter already, so going for the typical Might of the Narazim build that we traditionally see here. The blue team is still waiting for their first kill. Arthur's with 6 stacks towards his level 1 talent. And Nova, player killer number 1 with the one in the chamber now. So, playing around that. More and more camps being lost here. Yeah. The Warp Skirmisher is now in. Actually, the camp is not taken. It will be, though, because Imperius is dead again. 30 stacks now for Tychus. Yeah, he is going to be pretty happy about the progress that he's making here. Murky, obviously, bit more problematic to keep him alive, considering that he's going up against Zeratul now. But the pressure that we're getting from the Finnish team in red is solid. I mean, they are really running the show here at the bottom of the map. Pumpkin after pumpkin connecting with the bottom bell tower, and they should be able to convert that over fairly quickly. So, yep, things are looking pretty darn good. But this is Towers of Doom. The comeback map in the pool. Dynamic always changes after level 10, of course, as well. But the most important thing is really how you're interacting into the late game, what you can do there. The level 10 abilities are going to give the red team a window now. There's Odin, we also get again the Divine Storm, and we have Octograb, so a decent amount of CC. And Tychus is going to get a lot of minigun stacks if Murky joins the fight and gets a good Octograb. Syndragosa, though, for Arthur's. So despite the build that initially looked like a more traditional Arthur's approach, he did not go for army, but decided to go for Syndragosa, which will allow them to take structures down a bit more easily. Fairly curious what the Murlocs are going to do. They went into a much more aggressive build, at least initially, with a level 1 choice, but then also with a Death Coil build that gives you a lot of sustain as well. So could get a lot more tanky here. And now they're still waiting for kill number 1, but once that we have a level 10 for them, that could definitely happen. Zeratul and Nova, you have the full-on invisibility team on their end. The double assassin, so if they're getting good hits in on anyone on the red team side, they should get quick hits. Syndragosa, so we go full double dragon. Each team has a dragon now. Each team has a chance here. Oh, the stun and the minigun. Here comes the precision strike, but Tychus gets actually connected in by Imperius, and that is the end of him. Didn't even get a lot of stacks on his level 4 because of that. Got stunned out way too quickly, and there's the double kill finally for the Murlocs, as we're seeing a sign of life of the blue team, and they are going to start making some plays here to, yeah, well, turn the game around. For now, we have also a double altar up on the map, so they can take the lead in core points. They're going to get quite a bit here. The first 3 shots are already fired. Keep in mind, they still have a problem at the bot lane, since they haven't reconverted their bell tower yet. They're going to do that on the way back, so played it fairly safe. Issue that they're facing is Murky just wrecking that top lane. So Zeratul is doing his best to deal with it. Murky easily just moving out. And down here at the bottom of the map, they're even attempting to defend. And it's so far at least working. There's a little bit of damage that was done by the Murlocs, but they can't retake that bell tower. It's not that easy for them. And now another camp. Like, the camps are insane. What is the mercenary XP here? Look at the difference. 120 against 744. The mercenary experience between the two teams is absolutely ridiculous. The Murlocs walked away with a single camp. Everything else since then was essentially taken by Team Sona tent. Just crazy. So now at the bottom, Pumpkins making their way towards the core. They gotta stop them, of course, if they don't want to lose more points on it. It's 32 against 26. But Imperius dead again. And Imperius has been farmed a little bit throughout the game. Quest completed for Arthur's. Good for them. Odin. Yeah, okay. Syndragosa into Odin here. So they're apparently still trying to push for this. Bit of an odd timing. Uther with a stun. 15,000 damage from Nova against the 22,000 from Tychus. And there's a double kill as Tychus is just getting mad value out of his ult. Takes down Deckard Cain, takes down Zeratul. That's now 9 kills to 2. and him on 24,000 damage essentially. With Orphea not doing horrible either. I mean, 21,000 is still ahead of anyone else that we see on the blue team. And they maintained control of the bell tower at the bottom of the map. And now Zero at the top side is going to get them another bell tower. So they're going to take this one out too. And they're pushing for the middle. They're literally trying to get the barrage going as Orphea channels and gets 6 shots connected with the core. So 26 to 26 points. Barrage does not start, but they're trading bell tower, and the situation is just absolutely horrible for the Murlocs. Lost all control of this game. Nova is the only one that hasn't died yet. Imperius died 5 times already. They need a big win. They need a teamfight victory. They need to pick someone off, and they're trying Arthas in the middle, which didn't work out for them either. So this is a tough one. I mean, on core points they're even, but they're so far behind right now. Nova is double checking the bush, sorry, or Fear, she's double checking the bush as they go for the camp, but they are willing to fight. They have level 16 talents, why wouldn't they be willing to fight? Look at Arthas, he basically forces it. Zeratul isn't here either, Precision Strike is out, the camp gets stolen. They actually steal the camp, but they're also losing heroes in the process. Octograph on cooldown, don't even need it. They go for Arthas after they killed Imperius and Deckard Cain, and they kill him too. 52 stacks, 4 Tychus, and now they should be able to start the barrage. They will get the bell tower at the bottom. Zeratul at least converted the one in the middle, so the barrage is not going to be started yet unless they're rotating over right away to try and take this one too. But it's just a consistent move between lanes to take full control here. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. The Murky team is just crushing it currently. Double altar coming up at the top. But as I said, the chance to push in the middle and maybe even get that bell tower here. So, let's see. With Zeratul trying to reclaim another bell tower, they are of course hoping to re-establish a balance. But it's a 2-level gap between the teams. Talent advantage is already there. It's a triple altar phase. I don't even know why they gave this one up. They could have fought for this one too. Shots are being fired and it's 6 against 2. So now we're looking at 17 to 24 points on the core. They kept Tychus down here all alone. And he gets killed. Yeah, Arthas was trying to help out, but that didn't work. Nova is dead, so at least that's a kill for them. 4 versus 4. And can they get more? They still have Arthas on the left and Deckard on the right. And Arthas was dropped. So 10 points to 24 now. And 6 to 2 on the altar situation. Still that bell tower in the middle. Go for it. Could make a play there. 28,000 damage for Tychus. 23,000 for Arthas. So the Brawl build Arthas for the Murlocs is the top damage dealer currently for the blue team. 6 deaths on Imperius. 4 deaths on Arthas. So, yeah. Zeratul was trying to retake at the top. So far didn't quite work out. And now in the middle, bit of damage done. But honestly, it doesn't really feel like Team Sonaten is going to be able to control the entire thing. They could have gone for the boss, for example, too. I mean, at the end of the day, they are now way ahead. They have more than double the points of the opponent. A few more pumpkin cams, getting another altar rotation, and they are really going to be in a dominant position to win game 2 and force game 3. But blue team hasn't given up yet. They're retaking the top. They're able to take another bell tower here, so they claim that. Yeah, now we have a double altar phase up. I mean, technically the red team can still win this year. If they get both of them, they win. Timing on the pumpkins doesn't really work out for them at the bottom of the map. That would of course have been spectacular if they could take pumpkin camps while everybody is trying to fight for the altars at the top. Actually, they got one. My bad. They have one pumpkin camp. That's 3 potential shots that are going to be fired here. Imperius, what are you doing? Where are you going? To an early grave, apparently. Imperius is dead again. Died 7 times now. Great ult here for a moment from Deckard Cain. At least he landed a lot of connects. They kill Uther, but the situation is still not really getting better for them. Now Nova and Zeratul are gone. That leaves only Arthas, and he's not going to make it either. This looks like game. The pumpkin's already connected. Everybody's dead on the blue team side. 5-man team Wipe. And the shots are going to be fired. That is game. We're going to game number 3, everybody. Team Sauna Tent takes down the Murlocs on the second map of the series to force the final map in the best of 3. 19 kills to 6. GG. Well played. Game number 3, final map between our two teams, and we are now on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Over on the left side, we got Kara on Varian, Sparkman on Tyrande, Isnes on Kira, we got Dwergman on Mei, and Wookie on Vala. Kind of curious what build we're getting here. We had in this tournament pretty much everything except for an auto attack build so far. Oh, and what is that? High King's Quest? Uh-oh. We have Mei as the main tank. Yeah, alarm bells are ringing. Oh my god. This is gonna be nuts. Probius for the red team. We have Khaldor playing him. Grezza on Urel. Cord on Alexstrasza. Ants on Sergeant Hammer. And Invertebrate is playing a Nubarak. Quick reminder. The heroes are determined by RNG. You're spinning a wheel in order to determine which hero you play within a role. The roles themselves, on the other hand, are of course to an extent at least predetermined, so that you don't run around with full-on ARAM like compositions or anything too nuts. So there is a little bit of logic to the chaos. Probius with Gather Minerals on level 1. And yeah, I think we're going to... It's probably going to be Smash, right? Meme Blades would be quite the statement here. Even here, I would really prefer if you would just simply go for Taunt. It's just the only real talent that you should ever go for. But given the circumstances, given the fact that we have a triple frontline, that Mei is the main tank for the team, I think it's going to be Smash. If you go High King's Quest on level 1, you're already signaling that you're not going for a proper tank variant, that you're instead trying to get some damage out, and I just don't see them go for Twin Blades. We'll see, maybe they're going that deep into the meme, but my money at this point would be Smash. Fine with that. Alexstrasza is trying to get them some additional globes and heal as she went straight into the Circle of Life as a level 1 choice. We have also the advanced artillery for Sergeant Hammer. So it's tank time. And Vala, as you've already noticed probably, has of course made her choice and has in this case decided that it is time for an arrow build on this one. So arrow it is. Isnes gets pushed around a little bit. Whee! Kira is honestly a bit of a happy camper. Just a little bit like Asmodan when he's riding on a flying carpet, just like really happy to fly around here. And Kira, when she goes for the big swing, is essentially the same. You can just hear it in her voice. So she's just jumping around here like a little kid. No kills so far. Vala still keeps stacking. And I want to have level 4. Show me what you got, Varian. How nuts are we going to get on this one? Sergeant Hammer. Still with a couple more mines here. Level 4 tons are already kicking in for the red team. The Aegis of Light is ready. And we're getting the regenerative biosteel here. Okay, Varian, come on. What's it gonna be? The suspense is killing me. Come on, dude. Pick your talent. There's no choice not to do it. He's going Smash. Okay. So, we're going Smashy Smash Smash. Full on Hulk mode with Varian. And on the other side, the repeating arrow for Vala. And let's see what Varian can do here. It's basically Yell mode. This is where Varian like screams all of his pain out into the world. He has a lot of bottled up emotional pain and trauma that he has to deal with. I mean, he is Anduin's dad after all. If you have to raise that guy as a son, then obviously you are scarred for life. And there's only so much that you can vent. So when you go Smash, you can hear all of that pain that bottled up inside him make his way out when he starts to like scream it into the world as he goes for the Smash. So yeah, this is just the disappointed father. There it is. Here it is. That's just pain. That's not a battle cry. That's just pain right there. And then he gets killed immediately. Or does he? No! They kill Urel. The space goat is gone. The blue goat has been eliminated, and Varian made it out of the fight. I really would have bet money on him dying there at the end. So, yeah, there it is. Anyways, with level 4 talents, we also got the Everlasting Light for Tyrande. And now, with the first blood, a couple of gems were lost too, but the blue team has an opportunity to turn in the Murlocs. Murlocs on their way to a potential first objective, and maybe a bit of momentum here. They kind of roll in game number 2, let's be honest about it. That was a lot of momentum. No! Kira! Ah, well, that's like the worst case scenario right there. Sad moments for the blue team. Just as they get up the objective, Kira is gone. So that's going to take a lot of the sting out of that Web Weaver wave that they're now sending in. Death timers are low, so Kira will be back pretty quickly, but Probius is already setting up at the top lane to try and break this one down. Even going into Monster Hunter. Okay, so a sneaky boss play could happen later. Alexstrasza, talking about low in hit points, but makes her way out of the fight. Kira now fighting in the middle. Not really a lot of structural damage here. The best that they can hope for is break through the wall in the mid lane, I suppose. So, down at the bottom of the map, Sergeant Hammer has also had an easy time defending. What the hell is that? What? Did somebody fat finger? I have never seen this talent in my life. That has to be a mistake. Really? No hover siege mode? And normally when you don't see hover siege mode, you see at least, you know, some kind of moves around graduating range or something. But now we got the pulse. Did I miss a patch where they made it baseline? What is happening here? Ooh, what's happening is maybe an Uberag dying. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I have literally never seen this talent. I think once, maybe 10 years ago, I've like read through it when I played the hero. But ever since then, you just auto-pick. You always see the same when you're commentating a game. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. Just blows my mind. Meta talent on level 1. Meta talent on level 2. I mean, you could have gone siege tactics, obviously, but still. And then you don't take hover siege mode. That is... what? Like, I don't even know what to say. Alright, let's see how that works out. But... that... I have no clue here. Okay. Alright. I could have seen that maybe with the stitches that you can use Helping Hand to reposition you. I've seen that once in my life, by the way. Graduating range on Sergeant Hammer with stitches for repositioning, which was kind of fun. It was very out there, but it was a cool idea and really interesting to watch. This, on the other hand, that is going to take a lot of the potential power of Sergeant Hammer away. Yeah, I suppose that there's no real Sergeant Hammer player on the red team. Or somebody just fat-fingered a pick. That could always happen. If you want to pick your talent and then all of a sudden you just, you know, go for a big misclick. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens every now and then. Who knows what happens here, but this is definitely not a normal choice. So Sergeant Hammer down here gets immediately iceballed, trying to make her way out. There comes the hit from Kira as she comes in with a big damage and her ult. They lose Vala. No, they don't lose Vala. Vala is alive. How did she survive that? Vala is still alive, comes in with another arrow. Nobody has died yet so far, which is insane. And then finally Mei gets kicked to the curb. So she's down, and the blue team slowly pushes back here. Sergeant Hammer just sieging up in front, getting a few hits connected with a wall. And now the turn-in attempt by the red team as they are hoping for some Web Weavers. In comes Varian with another smash. Blue team has, by the way, lost a decent chunk of gems as well. So, yeah, 2 kills to 2. 8 minutes in. Sergeant Hammer fully static over here. This is the dream, honestly, for Tyrande. She's going to connect every single lunar flare that she sends out, or at least should. Red team with Web Weavers. They were able to turn in up at the top. And now they're going to start and try and make their play there. So, let's see. Down at the bottom of the map, we're already having the next little play towards the Wave, so they're pushing that out. Ah, Varian coming in again with another yell. So Varian is yelling like a good little boy. And down to the bottom of the map, we're having the wall destroyed. Nobody's even defending! Like, what's going on here? Come on, boys! At least send someone down here! They tried to go for Sergeant Hammer, and that didn't work. Yeah, Redman is trying to push this out. Top side, that's where we're having Kira defend at least one lane. Vala is taking care of the middle, so now it's all about what's happening at the bottom of the map. The Web Weaver still play. And they are trying to take this one out. The fort is low, but they can't destroy it. So no team is able to do a whole lot with their first target. Red team is able to accomplish a little bit more. At least they broke through the wall and severely damaged the fort. So now we got, yeah, 3 kills to 2. Both teams are nearly catching level 13 here. I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around that level 7 choice, but Sergeant Hammer is going full into mines now. So tactical mine deployment for Sergeant Hammer now. Definitely some out of the box thinking that is happening on Team Sauna Tent here. Yeah. But then again, they can't. I mean, this is not really a kill-heavy game. Think about how this series actually unfolded so far. Game number 1 was just gloves off. Everybody massive attacks from start to finish. Everybody just attacking, killing each other. Just insane brawls. In game number 2, a little bit of a roll as Team Sauna Tent just gained early momentum in Towers of Doom and just rolled over the blue team. And now here on game number 3, the decisive map of this best of 3 series in Group B of the tournament, it's a little bit more timid. Teams are really just like, there's not a lot of kills happening here, it's insanely close again, and teams are trying to slowly edge out an advantage, which so far has not really unfolded itself. So, yeah, Kira is now doing damage at the top. That might actually be the lane where they're going to perform the best, considering that there's absolutely nobody from Team Sauna Tent that is trying to defend there. So Kira has an open lane. Sergeant Hammer is defending at the bottom of the map. In Siege mode, Probe is slowly moving towards the top as the mid lane is defended. And even with the second Web Weaver wave, the blue team just doesn't seem able to do a lot of damage here. I mean, look at this. They've barely damaged the top side fort now. Probius is defending well. Kira is getting a few additional hits in as a lot of the action centers between the 2 lanes in that little team fight right here. But can they get the kills? As death timers rise, there's obviously more value whenever you get a kill. And they're going for Urel, and she's gone. Urel is gone. Maybe now the chance with the numbers advantage to go for the top. You see Alex Straza as another potential kill. Move in quickly. Whee! As Kira just swings around and tries to go for a bit of a spin to win. They hit the early level 15, but they just can't capitalize on this. Varian at the bottom of the map, going up against Sergeant Hammer. And no! Kira actually missed, but they still get the kill. Couldn't see a way. I assume that it was on cooldown. It would have actually... Has anybody already seen Sergeant Hammer try to Z out of a fight? It would be kind of funny if this was really just a new Sergeant Hammer player, that was the reason why the level 7 and the level 13 choice are so odd, that didn't know that you could do that either, and then just sits in the fight and is like, oh, I guess that's me dead. So 16 is going to kick in a bit, and now the blue team is edging out some advantages. They have enough gems for a turn-in. Actually, no, they're just shy of having enough. But, yeah, one more minion wave and they're gonna grab it. Down at the bottom of the map, fight over the point, 2 versus 3, but the rest of the team moves in. Red team has a problem here. Cocoon, they're gonna get at least the camp, but they might still lose some heroes. Urel is dead. She doesn't have an ult, she can't jump out in time. Urel is gone. So, Urel is gone, it's a kill for a kill. I guess at the end of the day, Team Sonatent with a positive trade, they did not only get the kill against Varian, but they were also able to get the Siege Giant, so good for them. Don't think they lost too many gems there either, so that's fine. But it's level 16 on both sides now. And they have the gem count that they need for turn. Actually, Varian lost a few gems for the blue team, so it set them back slightly. So, positive trade for Team Sauna Tent at the end of the day. But still, they have 42,000 on their top damage dealer, which is Probius, also top damage dealer in the game, I might add. 35,000 for Kira, 33,000 for Vala, who definitely has to step up her game a little bit. Oh yeah, 27 gems on Invertebrate. You can't lose an Uberite here, or you're going to lose your ticket back into the game. So yeah, gotta be very, very careful with this. Now Kira gets chased a little bit up at the top. Level 17 now in. Varian with 25,000 damage. That's less than Tyrande, by the way. I'm not really the biggest fan of these smash builds. I think with Taunt and then a follow-up from Tyrande, they could have done so much more here. If you have that CC chain going for you, and then you follow up with damage from Kira and Vala, specifically with Tyrande also applying her Undersmark, I think they could have done way better here. So, yeah, there it is already. Next quick attack against Girel, and this time she's forced to use her ult, so it's a big cooldown burned again. They also caught Sergeant Hammer here. Chance to go for her. Nope. Yeah, she's out of the fight. Blue team has turned in again. That's a third Web Weaver wave. Still no fort destroyed. And they're losing Tyrande. Oh, it happens again. It happened on the first blue Web Weaver wave, and now it happened on the third one as well. They get the objective and immediately lose one of their heroes. So, yeah. This is a bit tough. They're just not getting anything out of these objectives that they have. This is the third one that they lock in, and they still haven't taken a single fort out. I suppose that we are going to see the top lane fort fall now. Sergeant Hammer is at the bottom of the map, just going for this one. I don't understand why they don't target Sergeant Hammer more. Without the mobility and without siege tactics, I really think that would be the play, to apply a little bit more pressure on Sergeant Hammer and just take some of the value away. But Sergeant Hammer has a lot of freedom throughout most of this. So that... come on. Really? Not a single fort destroyed after 3 Web Beaver waves. That's insane! Now they're trying for Sergeant Hammer, I guess. Even that's not a guarantee. It's a bit of a trap that they set up. But now they just let that slide. So, yeah. Next attack is in. 20 slowly appearing on the horizon. Red team gets the fort even without the Web Weaver wave. So the first fort in the game gets destroyed by the team that had a single Web Weaver wave, whereas the team that got 3 was not able to destroy a single big structure. It's wild. Now the chance in the middle. Sergeant Hammer not with the team. Maybe just attacking the bot lane. Kira's defending at the top, so it's a 4 versus 4 in the middle. They can get a second fort here. 100%. And they are creeping ahead in experience. And once that they have level 20, they could get more. Probius is reigning supreme right now. Probius is zoning. Sergeant Hammer at the bottom is doing the damage. And is able to take another fort out. That's 2 forts destroyed. The map is shifting in favor of Team Sauna 10. It's crazy. It's honestly a little bit crazy right now what we're watching here. 2 stacks for Varians level 1 for the High King's Quest. They're gonna get level 20 with that push in the bot lane. Probius has even a chance to get the fort in the middle. And that makes it much, much harder for the Murlocs to fight for any turn-in point, since they're losing their fountains, of course. So there's a level 20 talent, and Sergeant Hammer is going full mines. Shrapnel mines on level 20. And they're winning. Oh, level 20 now available on both sides, which gives us the Acrobat for the arrow build. Vala has 27 stacks. Sergeant Hammer, there's the kill and the quest completion. The blue team with the aggression, the kill, the double kill. They take Alex Strasser, they go for the triple with the Nubarak. And let's make it a quad kill. All of the remaining gems removed from Team Sauna Tent. Probius, the only survivor, wasn't in the fight. Still top damage dealer in the game though. But now the red team got completely wiped. And for the love of God, where are you going? Do not dare to go back. Like, what the hell? You guys Go and take some structures out. Stop playing around with those siege giants. Take the forts. Not only the one in the middle. Go to the top. Somebody take this one out. Push it. Why are you going for mercenary camps? Is this Bronze 5 or what's happening here? Take the forts out. Like, what is going on? Take the forts and push and then fall back and take the boss. They should have gone for the forts and then for the boss. If you go for mercenary camp, at least take the big one. Oh my god. Alright, turn in at least. They're gonna make it more interesting. They're not trying to win. They're trying to have fun. Did Probius just get out? No, okay, Probius did not get out. Probius got killed over here. My bad, I missed it. Varian came in with a kill. They take the camp away, so now they can go for the fort in the middle. Drop this, and they have the Web Weavers coming too. So here's the chance. Web Weavers in the mid lane, double camp in the mid lane, and down the bottom. They went for a bit of a different route than I personally would have gone for. They want to make this a little bit more interesting and give the opponents the chance, but this is still a very devastating push for the red team to deal with. This is not going to be easy whatsoever. You have Web Weavers against you, you have mercenary camps against you, and you're still down one of your heroes because Probius just died for no apparent reason while most of the allies were missing. So keeps need to fall here. And with them eliminating Sergeant Hammer, that's the opportunity to take the game. So here's the chance. They could get another kill. They go for Nubarak. They take him down. Urel is gone too. And the first keep has fallen. The second at the bottom of the map will be destroyed. And the Murlocs are going for victory. It is the third game of the series. The final game in this series here in Group B of the Spin to Win tournament. The Murlocs, they're taking down the core. And after a hard-fought game, 20 minutes in, they're deciding to the Spider Queen in their favor. A 2-1 victory over Team Sonaten for the blue team. GG and well played.